It's just nice because I get to be at home. Everyone always views me as just like a normal Kiwi guy.
He's just opened up the the possibility for any of these kids to make it now.
Just allows me to be myself, as you said, and then just really relax.
Cheers.
Thank you.
This was a kid who was coming basically from nothing. He actually took every challenge on and came home as a champion.
The fact that he's actually playing the NBA gives, I guess, our kids the hope that there's actually a possibility that they can do that.
The numbers of young people taking basketball up as an option rather than the traditional rugby, it's been pretty astronomical.
We're lucky to have Stephen just wandering around our city every now and then, and kids identify with him, and now they inspire to be the next Stephen Adams.
1-1. So they're putting a little bit more effort into their game, trainings, practices. We've got quite a few talented young players who are looking to follow in Stephen's footsteps.
He's really committed to the people here, and he's very prideful. And I think that I don't think you can't fake that.
Stephen's family and friends bring me in like I'm a part of the family. It's their culture. I think it's their coaches that they really look out for their family, and it's all about family.
Kids, especially the ones in New Zealand, they get overlooked. And they don't actually get an opportunity like the one I had. So that's what I'm trying to give to them. It's just opportunities, just opening the gym every day for them to go work out, potentially get a scholarship for here in the States, and then pretty much the rest is up to them.
So we are here today, the lovely coast of Tauranga, fishing for the tarakihi, a native fish to New Zealand. That's all I got.
It's a pretty cool way to spend a day out with with a good group of people, and he loves it. He loves it, just hanging around.
We woke up it was like 6 or 7 in the morning. We went on a nice boat. We had enough room for like 10 to 12 people.
So just coming back was just like, it's my calm place, kind of recover. And yeah, just hang around good people, familiar people, and just like get to be myself.
Unfortunately, today is first one's got to go back, so...
Yeah, we got a small guy though. Want to help me out, mate?
I caught one fish. It was like a goldfish, and I had to throw it back. And everybody next to me, like right next to me, were pulling out fishes like this.
Another stunner. Yeah,
You know, you can't not follow him because, I mean, mate, there's only 4 million people in the entire country. I mean, and to have a kid, another New Zealander in the NBA is just amazing. And so, of course, we all invest, in him. Well, not all of us know him personally, but, I mean, we all take a personal interest because as far as everyone, in New Zealand is concerned, he's part of us.
Take a photo.
We all need to be pushed as hard as we can to succeed and to be the best that we can be, and that's amazing. And those are the things that we need to continue to do and just keep it positive and encourage our kids and especially guys like Stephen. I mean, I know there's a lot of kids out there who look up to him.
There is a lot of buzz and respect.
A lot more league passes have been bought.
Yeah.
That's part of the world.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And the Thunder, basically have 4 million fans over here.
He's just himself. He's just there he is over there. He's fishing. I don't think he's caught any fish yet.
Where's some music?
It's just a part of us, bro. Everyone just wants to help each other out. There's no hidden agenda sort of thing. Everyone just doesn't care. They just want to just make sure that you're okay. And I got the same feel when I was in Oklahoma. That's what I said, Oklahoma, just like New Zealanders, because they do the exact same thing. That's what made it easier for me in that transition.
This is who he is as a person is, and he's just relaxed and just wants to make the most of the time that he spends with his friends and his family, because obviously it's just him over there.
Live action from the back of the boat. We're standing here with young Ben. He's got another one. Well, in fact, he's got a baby.
Mate, tell me, how do you feel about that rush about catching that fish, mate?
Mate, bloody outstanding, I tell you.
We went up to this big farm. We took a drive for about maybe, I'm gonna say like 45 minutes or something like that. They had it set up with different areas where it was skeet ball shooting.
Everything's all here, and usually they do one by one with like one machine, claybird machine. They got 6 here, 6 there, and then they even got one head.
One left, 3's coming over the top. Okay, 4 first, and bird.
That's me!
Three.
That's me! All day!
I got that too. All day, bro.
Off the rails!
Done my call. Bang! Here it is.
Oh no!
Oh, they were having a ball. They're like big kids out there. They were having a ball.
Go and rabbit. Oh, one more. Here it is. And rabbit. Hey!
I got the first one.
Yeah.
I got the first one.
You ready to go?
Because usually, like with these, you want to angle it here instead of like here, fall off. So you go out these ways, rest it on that, then you pull back, tool up.
We took a bus over to like a community center. And then next to the community center was a house, or I guess one of Steve's friends lived. And that's where they had the hungy.
It's just a traditional New Zealand way of cooking food. It's called a hangi, and you pretty much just you dig a hole, you put in hot stones, the food, and then you just cover it with dirt. But everything's already wrapped up. You just cover it with dirt all the way to the top. Like it is there. Pack it down and just wait for 4 or 5 hours. Eat it. So good, bro. Oh, so good.
It's just an experience, like the smoke and the food. And like it's something that you don't see every day. So you really got to take pictures. I got a couple pictures of it myself. You know, that's something different.
You don't do this for like, you can't do like a one meal thing. Like, oh, I think I'll have hangi tonight and just make me a hangi. Like, you know what I mean? It has to be like a big family thing, you know what I mean?
You get to Steve, yep. Check out one of those things, those plates behind you.
Being that the family is there, you got all types of different dishes, food, stuff like that. I think it reminds me of this is a family reunion on my part. $45. All right. 45 minutes on the clock. Let's get warming up real quick. Let's do it up and down. You know, I get there and we work on his game, work on the stuff that he's weak at. You know, work on his DHOs that he had to get better with, work on his post moves that he's getting extremely comfortable with. And just another thing, just talking. Just over there, just talking the game. Here you go, Steve-O. In and out through the nail. Bang, good. Nice, boy, nice. In and out through the nail, in and out through the nail. There you go, good job, better. One. I mean, he's grown so much as far as his knowledge of the game. He's got a lot more confidence on the box as far as being comfortable making his moves on the box.
Just like to work out, man. I like just to progress and get better. It's just mastering the craft. That's all I really care about, really.
He's gonna hit you. This guy's gonna suck in. Boom. You're gonna hit him, get to the post, and go to work.
That's why I wake up every day and just like want to work out and stuff. It's just having that, I don't know, I'm not letting them down because they're putting in as much work as I am. They need to get up and work out with me and all that, so I can't let them down as well. We all just, I don't know, it's just like a big success, group success, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Come on! Come on! Middle. Go middle. Oh!
you reckon wasn't competitive?
Well, we had to do a speech on a famous New Zealander, and I like playing basketball, and so as soon as I found out that Stephen Adams played basketball for New Zealand, it was really cool, and I wanted to do my speech on him.
Big smile.
It was an explosion in terms of the youth. We had a lot of kids here now saying that they can do it, but they now see there was a pathway. And the pathway was just not only bouncing the ball, it was really focusing on your education to try to get a scholarship to hope to get drafted. So the whole focus kind of changed, and I think it all changed for the good.
I think it's pretty awesome, inspires us to try and get out there and be in the NBA too.
For me, it's a huge deal being able to see someone like Stephen Adams come through to our centre, and that it's definitely put the ASB arena on the map as somewhere for basketball players to come to. A lot of young people that I see around, they're all representing Stephen Adams with the singlets, which is quite a good thing. For me, it's a huge deal. Idolise him a little bit, just like Americans idolise, Michael Jordan. For us, Stephen Adams is that sort of go-to guy for someone you idolise.
I don't think Stephen will be the last one to leave our shores that could make NBA.
Stephen's been a great inspiration in that respect, that he's hard-working, but is also, in terms of education and his academy, in terms of the basketball, there's a real push to make sure our young people recognise the importance of education, that it's the basketball and the education go hand in hand, and so it's a real positive.
Yeah. Get immediate attention. I mean, people flock to get around him when he's around town. The camp we're holding here, it was sold out within a week.
I admire that a lot about him. I think that also makes him a great fit with our organization, for similar reasons in terms of, the way we feel about representing Oklahoma City and Oklahoma as a whole. But he has a sincere, appreciation, and I think the other thing is he wants people to be exposed to New Zealand and to his culture, and it's been, I think it's been really healthy all the way around for everybody.
At school, we could barely make a team 3 years ago, and now I look at the bench and there are 5 or 6 kids sitting on the bench waiting for their turn to go on. It's been huge.
People seem to relate really well to Stephen Adams. And I think that's just his nature. He's approachable, he's friendly.
What Stephen does is he just allows younger, especially kids here in New Zealand, to see that example and go, I can do it too. I can. Yeah. If I really want to, I can. And that's the truth.
We actually have people come into the pub to want to watch basketball, all the time. So it's on ESPN, and it's always on our TVs now. People are demanding it to be on. And that's probably only happened over the last couple of years, 2 to 3 years. And you'd have to put a lot of that down to one individual like Stephen.
But as the time went on, you start to seeing that these players start to develop. And for a 7-footer to be that athletic and that passionate, but more important, being able to deliver certain messages to kids that, with hard work, this can be achieved, is outstanding. It's like a storybook. I mean, you couldn't create a movie that was better than this, because at the end of the day, the kid really started from basically nothing and created everything in a very short period of time. And as we know, back in the United States, we all born with basketballs. You can go down to the local park and you can pick up games all the time. But over the years, it is extremely hard to even get into a gym here in New Zealand. But nowadays, they start to build newer facilities. You're getting better coaching, you're getting better administrators, you're getting better sponsorship come along, and a lot of it had to do with what Stephen has done.
He's 7 feet tall and just 17 years old, but Stephen Adams is being touted as our next big sporting star. Now he's heading for a scholarship in the States and hopefully the NBA.
Stephen's always been an open guy. He's always been humorous. Like to enjoy himself. But at the same time, as you know, there's a lot of social problems that can happen in a lot of different families. With him losing his father, I think it was a big blow to him. But as you know, basketball is a situation where you can have an extended family.
He had some adversity in his life. He had to come to a crossroads, in his life and had to make significant decisions.
There had been experiences, although he's never really talked about them. I believe that there had been experiences earlier in his schooling life where it just didn't fit. Either he didn't fit with the school or the school just weren't accommodating for his needs.
He was stepping into some very unknown territory academically, and I think he found that a real challenge.
Anybody who could work hard just need to be channeled in the right direction. But the number one challenge for him at that early stage was academics.
I mean, he had his moments of self-doubt. There's no two ways about that, and that's where Glenda was probably pretty important, because she was able to just sort of give him that quiet environment and get his feet back on the ground.
It was up to me to earn his trust. And he was sitting on the seat out the front of the college. And I just sat down beside him, and he sort of harumphed and carried on like a normal teenager. And I just looked him in the eye and I said, just how badly do you want this? And he was very quiet for a while. But it's one thing that he always reminds me of, is the one thing that I said to him, well, just how badly do you want it? I want it bad, miss. And I said, fine, well, this is the journey we have to take.
Basketball is only going to take you so far. So for him to be able to get the scholarship, we had to come up with an agreement, number one, that he had to go to school every day. We had 6 o'clock in the morning trainings from 6 to 8, and then I would drop him off at Scott's College, the school that he went to, every morning to ensure that he was there. And once he learned how to learn, it became easy for him.
Basketball skewed his life, and he and by his own admission, he was, he said, academics is a constant struggle. He said, I don't know why I can put all the effort into my basketball and do all that extra work, but I still find that difficulty in applying that same sort of perseverance and determination to the academics.
This was a kid who was coming basically from nothing, who said to himself, to be able to make it, I have to become a student athlete, because that's what we preached. There's not a lot of talk down in New Zealand about student athletes because we don't have the NCAA system down there. A lot of kids go professional too soon. But he wanted to get a scholarship. He wanted to learn. He enjoyed learning. And like I said, he took one step at a time, and every step he took was a big step.
He had a lot of influential people that have helped him along the way.
First time I met Stephen, I was taking a class for another teacher. It happened to be a maths exam. And some of the boys were battlers when it came to maths, and Stephen was there, and he'd come totally unprepared for the exam. So he was a few minutes late. He had no pens, no pencils, no calculator. He looked pretty scruffy. Boys can be boys, but so we had to get him sorted out. And it was really, really funny to see, because Stephen was a big boy. This was when he was about, he would have been 14, 15 at the time, in our year 10. And one of the roughest boys in the class, who was never organised himself, stood up and said, "Sir, I've got everything Stephen needs." And out of his bag, he managed to pull everything Stephen just sort of looked at him like, and he settled himself down and got going.
I think his resilience and his gratitude, and I don't think you can underestimate, his toughness.
But yeah, he just got better and better academically, and in the end, he got over the line reasonably comfortably, which was a real credit to him, because he kept the focus, he listened, and he did the work.
The first time I saw Stephen,
first experience for me was
probably my lingering memory is the hair.
Just had hair down to his shoulders.
Him looking very uncomfortable in a uniform, pulling his shirt.
He was about 6'7".
Oh, nothing fits, and the sleeves of the blazer coming up his arms.
Then he had a dirty little moustache and
long hair, dirty mustache,
and just looked rough.
Trying very hard to look as though he fitted in, but knowing that he didn't necessarily fit in.
And I just remember looking at him and just being so intimidated and so scared.
Everyone was intimidated by me because I didn't want to go. It was a height a lot it was a lot for me. It was a big culture change because I was used to just a different style when it was just seemed upper class. I was at a at Scots College, so a different high school before then, and I was just looked like I had longer than this. I was 13 years old, and they made him the guy who has to look after me and show me around the school.
I was kind of given the task to be his mentor, I guess. Well, not mentor, but his buddy. I was playing in we had a junior team, like a junior basketball team, and I was in that, and it was kind of like me and another guy were kind of co-captain, I guess, and I think they just kind of picked me as he's a basketballer. They're basically in the same classes. He can just show him around a little bit. So yeah, I got grafted with that task, which was a bit of fun. It was definitely a bit of an eye-opener, but yeah, obviously pretty glad it happened.
I first met Pat when I first enrolled to Scots College.
The moment that we all kind of started walking into class together, and he goes, "Oh, that's a nice textbook you've got there." Whack! Straight on the ground. And then turn around and punched him in the ribs, and he tells that story as well when he hit me, and I was like, "Oh, damn, that kind of hurt." So I turned around and hit him back, and then he almost hit the floor, and I think we both kind of were like, "All right, well, with mutual respect, we can." Yeah.
They just helped me be a kid, if that makes sense, because I was in a dark place, and so they just, I don't know, they kind of humanized me.
We just know him for the guy that he is, but at the same time we respect what he's come from so much, because it's it is pretty incredible.
There's a speech that he delivered in his last year.
Yes, well, the first thing I knew about it was this apparition burst through the door.
I was very proud of what he said in that about himself and his journey.
I'm not doing it. Fine, you're not doing it. What is it that we're not doing?
He made it quite clear, when I came here, I didn't like you guys.
And all this came out about what he needed to do. And I've got to talk for 7 minutes. And so the speech started.
Please bear with me, this is my first time doing this. Not many of you probably thought twice about coming to Scots, but for me it was a life-changing experience.
And we talked for, a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
I couldn't engage with the classes or teachers, and I felt left out and lonely. Straight on, I didn't like yous. I couldn't relate to any of yous.
And then we added a bit more, and we added a bit more. He shuffled the papers around.
I couldn't imagine how much harder life was about to become. Now I had to really do schoolwork. It was one of the biggest obstacles I've had to overcome.
But you could tell that he was going through the process. Matt Bertram had talked him through it as well. Look, focus, forget about your audience. You know what you're going to say, lift your head and deliver it.
I know when you find something to motivate you, nothing is impossible. It helps you overcome anything, it really opens your eyes to the world.
He delivered it. It was a bit rushed towards the very end, but the rest of it was good. The relationship is unique. When I consider, over 40 years of teaching, the different kids I've taught at different times, there are certain ones that stand out for, shall we say, a variety of different reasons. In Stevens, it is that I've been privileged to have this amount of influence in someone's life. Then great, that's fine. I'm only part of the jigsaw puzzle that makes what it is for Stephen. How he goes from here and how he repays the favours and what have you, that's entirely up to him. He's grateful that he had the opportunity for a second chance. Second chances don't all grow on trees, and this is a unique college, an elite college, and he's achieved it. And he's come in a rough diamond, and he's emerged as a polished stone.
Start your day in a beautiful new home with Darney Designer Homes and Bunting and Camille on the breeze.
Righto, good morning. Let's have a look and see what Tuesday holds. No frost this morning as such. We thought there might be, but no. 14 degrees, mostly sunny, then a little bit of cloud drifting in. Stephen Adams, he's the bee's knees, mate. He is just the shiz.
Yeah.
He is unbelievable. And all these kids, they were wearing like Oklahoma City T-shirts and stuff. How much gear did that guy bring over?
We got team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Let's get it on.
You know what I love about him is how real he is, and like if you watch any interviews with him, and he talks to the camera or anything like that, he just owns who he is, and that's what's so cool about him hanging out with all these kids.
Yeah,
is that he's such a good, positive role model, even with his long hair and his big mustache.
Go. Quickly, catch up with your group. Go.
There's an organisation called Basketball Pathways that we've started up after going to Oklahoma last year. We were inspired by their trip to basically come back to New Zealand and provide the pathways that Stephen has gone down.
First and foremost, the things that come along with a camp like this is it brings kids together from different parts of the city, different parts of the country, and allows kids to kind of come together and build relationships, and with basketball as the kind of the conduit.
The response has been incredible. You've got kids coming out of the woodwork, travelling 5 or 6 hours to come to it. You've got something that happened within 3 days. You've got people, town supporting it. It's just a swell. And you can see it by the way. If kids get to see him, they get excited.
Nice, boy. Bit of speed. Shoot it. Stay balanced, boy. Stay balanced.
The work that Stephen's doing here is much greater than basketball. I think it's bringing, youth together. I think it's promoting physical fitness and a healthy living. I think it's also promoting teamwork and learning from one another.
What we've managed to do is get 50 deserving children that normally wouldn't be here. They wouldn't have been able to, pay the gas to get here, or they wouldn't have been able to afford the $65 registration fee. But they're here today, so that's part of what we want to do, and it's so pleasing. All those kids have come up and said thank you.
Because I'm from a rural area, just get to learn a bit more from people with a lot of experience, and it's pretty good so far. They're helping us with a lot of defense on the ball, off the ball, dribbling, and like basic things like rolling and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to work on a 2-man game. All right, a 2-man game with the handoff.
Stay low. Nice. Stay low. Rebound. Oh! Good shot, boy. Woo! Good shot, boy. Oh, these are some good shooters. We got some shooters. Give me that. Oh.
Here we go. Come on, work hard. Let's go.
And we're very, very proud of him too, because he's done extremely well by being who he is. So, long may he rule in the NBA. And what he's doing for the kids over here, he did one in Tauranga, did one in Wellington, one in Nelson, these kids' camps. It just shows what a cool guy he is.
Let me see your crossover. How's your crossover? Let me see your crossover. For him to have his first camp there and that many kids come, that was unbelievable. That is going to grow. I think they're going to have a good turnaround as far as good kids coming. If they keep doing this every year, I think they're going to be pretty good.
Well, you can't really put it into words how the community feel about it. We've had text messages and people sending us emails and phone calls, and they just can't believe it, because we don't get it here in New Zealand. It's a real privilege for us to have the NBA Thunder. You guys come over and Stephen, and just to give back like he is. It's not something that happens a lot. So it's a really special event for us.
That flight was a flight that I was not expecting, where you could see the propellers and everything is tight, you can't stretch out. That's a flight I don't care to take that anymore. But it was good though. We had everybody was on the flight, the coaches, and everybody was on it laughing and joking, but it was tight. It was very tight.
Wellington is obviously as the capital of New Zealand. It's
It's very diverse.
The location of Wellington is in the middle of the country, so we're at the bottom of the North Island. So in New Zealand we have two islands, the North Island and the South Island.
It's right on the waterside. It caters to any type of person that you need. It's right in the middle of New Zealand, so it's a short flight to some mountains if you want to go that way, or you could just walk up the small mountains that we have in Wellington. But everything is so compact, and it's the right balance of everything that you don't. It never feels stressful to do stuff. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, you're just like, I have to drive 30 minutes to get this place. You literally just like walk. You could take a 5-minute bus ride to anywhere and you're just fine anyway. Yeah. It's quality over there. It's amazing.
So today we're at camp here in Wellington.
He's just opened up the the possibility for any of these kids to make it now.
Here to see Stephen Adams.
He's 7 foot, he plays in OKC Thunder.
He's New Zealanders. It's pretty hard to get into NBA being a New Zealander.
Hope to learn how he plays his big position so I can learn from him and hopefully use that in my games that I play.
It's really amazing, and also it's just so amazing that he keeps coming back and giving back to all the children and the kids here.
I think for New Zealand it's really put it on the map. Playing down here at Scots College and going through to the States to the camps, it just makes a bigger exposure for New Zealand.
Let's just have a good one, fellas and ladies. Team on three. 1, 2, 3.
We've got about 200 kids. We just came back from Tauranga. We had a camp up there yesterday. We had about 400 kids up there to come and meet Stephen.
There we go. Awesome. Thank you. What's up, bro? How are you? Good to see you.
You can do a left hand layup. Make a layup. You can make a layup here. You guys know what a layup is? Oh, well, you're going to learn today what a layup is. Come on.
Coming from humble beginnings and doing really great, and also not just really great sportsman, but in terms of his performance on the court, but his performance as an ambassador for the sport. Every time he's interviewed, he always makes New Zealand proud. Yeah, so it's great.
So really it's about meeting the heroes, it's about meeting Stephen, and really just being inspired.
Let's go, everybody up! Take a seat right here.
The opportunity to have Sam come down and coach MB, I think is huge for these kids, and that's really never something that we've seen before in New Zealand.
Then I'll have them flying in, then I'll have them come, boom. See how I'm jumping straight up and down?
Over in Wellington, I've seen those kids last year, some of those kids last year, and they have improved. There's probably about 150 kids there or something, and they have improved. And it was a joy that, some of them came back up to me and said, hey, hello, how you doing? You're back. And I enjoyed it. I seen one kid that he was like 6'3" when I went there. And then when I got back, he was like 6'5".
We hope that everybody is going to be taking that homework home, the basketball homework. Practicing your shots, practicing your dribbles, listening to the things that the coach taught you today. We expect you to go home and work on them. And once again, more important, we expect to start tomorrow. Think about the classroom. Think about your homework that you got to do in the school. If you ever want to achieve things in life, you must be educated. Do we all understand that? It's very simple. I just need everybody standing up. Right where you are, we ain't gonna get all close and put your hands up high in the air. We got team on three. 1, 2, 3. Eat your veggies. See you later.
So I gave these 2 kids scholarships, academic scholarships to the school I used to go to, which is Scots College, for high school. And yeah, the reason I did it was just because I just wanted to make sure that they get the right education.
How are you, mate? You smiling, boy?
The core of it for him is just the gratitude that he was given opportunities at important times in his life. He's choosing to give back, which I think is certainly a sign of the type of person he is. He's very prideful, about the scholarships. He obviously has some of the recipients here at the camp today.
I just want to follow in Steve's footsteps. He's really been my idol over the last couple of years. Since he's made the NBA, it's just something I want to do as well.
I want to inspire other kids in New Zealand and give someone in New Zealand a scholarship to Scots.
I think it's just another statement, about, the reasons why so many people admire Stephen, and he's a great representation of what we're looking to try to accomplish with the Thunder.
He recognized himself as an age group. Here in New Zealand, it costs thousands and thousands of dollars to play for the country. And he was never able to play for New Zealand by the simple fact he couldn't afford it. And the reason he played in our program, because we helped him out. We sell sausages, we done everything. So we put everything in a big pot. So collectively as a group, like I said, with the managers that we had and the people behind the scenes and administrators, we helped out the people who needed help. And so as soon as he made it, the first thing he wanted to do is put it right back into the kids.
Their work ethic, they showed up so I worked out since I was 13, woke up 6 a.m. every morning to work out before school, and then I'll work out after school. These kids, these two were the ones who do the same. And so it's literally just whoever shows up for that, and I think they have potential and they follow the right path, they do all the right things, and I'll be like, hey, this guy's special because of his work ethic. He really wants to get better, and that's what both of them showed, passion, everything.
Wake up 6, come down here, shoot around from 6:30 to 8 probably, and then school start 8:45, finish around 3:30, and then training from 4 to 6, and then from 6 to about 10:30 I just study.
It means a lot, and getting good education from a good school.
Really opened up my doorways to like Steve, what they did for Steve. It's really good.
Well, he recognises it as a really, really obvious pathway for talented sportsmen here.
The education is top of the line, and yeah, they just help a lot. Always open to tutoring sessions, which is great.
Wake up 6:15, 6 o'clock, training 1.5 hours, and then get ready for school, 8:30 bell, go to the rooms, and then through to 3:30 school finishes.
As an educator, to give people a chance of a college education, albeit they may not necessarily always finish their college education, it's wonderful to see because it's opening doors that wouldn't otherwise exist. And I guess if they end up only staying in the New Zealand for want of basketball, they may not get those same opportunities.
Scots College coming through their program, that they do the job very well. They take academics very seriously, which is exactly what we need. We don't need the basketball side. We could take care of the basketball side. It's just really academic focused. And then they also get a really good social life. They get good life skills there.
I take biology, history, classical studies, math, English, and digital technology.
So I've changed the title of it to Conflict and Compromise, okay, and Independent Study in Greek or Roman History, because you guys are going to pick your own topics.
I think just because it comes so natural to me that I understand that kids, especially the ones in New Zealand, they get overlooked. And they don't actually get an opportunity like the one I had. So that's all I'm trying to give to them. It's just opportunities, just opening the gym every day for them to go work out, potentially get a scholarship for here in the States, and then pretty much the rest is up to them. Academics, yeah.
We've been focusing on trying to create a lot of student athletes. They are one of them. And what we plan on doing over the next couple of years is pick up a few other ones.
But the journey continues. And he will travel with those kids because he knows what it was like. And it's his way of repaying, okay, here I speak on behalf of the college, yes, it repays the college, but it's also repaying people like Kenny, his brother, his extended family, and anybody who's had real connection with him and has helped him along his way.
I'm sure basketball is hard for him, but I think education is up at the top. And I think he wants to see those guys as far as growing their education over there in New Zealand, more than what basketball is concerned.
New Zealand probably doesn't have that really well-established sort of alumni scholarship tradition, and I think it's becoming a little bit more obvious in schools like ours, but Stephen's probably the youngest person that I've ever seen in a school who's given back in that way so publicly and so obviously.
It's the Kiwi way. There's what they call is it's just really trying to help out and not forgetting where you come from. That's all it's based around. Yeah. So if someone so happens to like make it, then yeah, it wouldn't be expected. But like it's just the way they've grown up. It'd just be surprised if everyone would be surprised if they didn't give back.
Here to do the honors for 2013, the commissioner of the NBA, Mr. David Stern.
Welcome to the 2013 NBA Draft.
I think the draft would have started about 11 o'clock New Zealand time in the morning.
Yeah, I remember, because I was watching it. I was sitting at home watching it.
We watched it live, yeah.
There was a little bit of hype starting to happen, and then when the draft kicked off, we would have had 30 to, or probably closer to 50 people coming in here to see what this thing was all about.
The pick is in now for Oklahoma City, 12th overall. Who's going to join Durant, Russell Westbrook in OKC?
I remember vividly the first time I saw him play. It was in November of his freshman year against Detroit at Pitt. It was clear that he had like a physical rigor to him that made him someone we had to be aware of.
When I saw him, I said, man, this is a big, thick kid, and he can move, and he's athletic, and he's gentle when off the court. And on the court he's a different animal, but off the court, he's a great kid.
I looked at the list and I seen Oklahoma City Thunder at number 12, and I'm thinking, man, if you ever got a chance to go to OKC, you got KD, you got Russ, you got the whole community. It's a great environment for a New Zealander, you know, because I think that whole area fits him like a glove.
When I got to number 11, because we sort of talked to him about it, and he thought, hopefully I can go here, blah, 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 and he hadn't gone yet.
With the 12th pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Steven Adams from Rotorua, New Zealand, and the University of Pittsburgh.
I rang Pat, and we were on the phone, and I'm pretty sure both of us just dropped our phones and just ran around our respective living rooms. Like, we were just so happy for him, and because he had worked so hard at it.
You're wearing the New Zealand flag on the inside of your shirt. What do you want to say to everybody back in New Zealand?
Just thank you for all the support, guys, and yeah, I'm pretty much doing it as a Kiwi, man, always.
To go to the place that he wanted to, especially, the Thunder, he kind of saw that as something that he really liked, so, happy for him, yeah, big time.
Profile that he's built up from secondary school, college, to what he's got to be recognised in such an important event was it was quite unique, and I think it'll be something that a lot of people will remember as a sporting moment for New Zealand.
Steven is one of those guys, man, that every year since I've been here, he's gotten better. Just his whole demeanor, professionalism, just coming in every day and working.
It feels like nothing ever phases him, man. And if you look at him and just just see his personality, you would never know what he went through, or that he has 20 brothers and sisters, and he comes from all the way over to New Zealand. So he does a good job of adjusting and adapting to who's around him, and that makes him just a fun soul, man, and that makes for a great basketball player.
Steven's a good friend of mine, and I think he's very funny, and he knows a lot about a lot of things for a young guy, and he's interested, and you can have interesting conversations with him, and he's always up to learn new things, like learn how to play guitar, and he'll read about European economy, whatever it is. He just wants to he wants to know a lot more about everything. So I enjoy spending time with him.
For Steven, I think he takes pride in where he comes from and his family and his tradition and what he stands for, what New Zealand stands for. And I think as a teammate and as a friend to him, you have to understand who he is and what he's about and what he brings to the table, and where all his energy and his game and his passion comes from.
The way you present yourself on what you're going to say is the biggest, and I think he's gotten better. As I look and watch him play or watch it on practice, the way he goes about talking to guys now, he has grown tremendously.
I think he feels like he had people that helped him out at a time when he really needed it, and I think he recognizes that and wants to provide that for other kids. And specifically with basketball. It's a sport over there that I think is gaining popularity, and he wants to give as many kids as he can the opportunity to do something good like he was able to do. So it's really impressive for a young guy to have that on his mind and to actually go out and execute it like he does.
Everything that happens to him is an opportunity to improve, whether it's managing success or whether it's demonstrating resilience, in the face of adversity. All that is really just opportunity for someone like Steven. And we have a tremendous amount of confidence in him, obviously, because of who he is as a person and what he's demonstrated.
C is for court. I watch where I am going. Hello, customers. Hello. Yeah, I know. Who am I giving this to? Who's strong? Who's the strongest? Are you? Oh, help her out. Can you get it? Both of you hold it. Yeah, there you go. Carry on, kids.
From Gisborne, New Zealand. We're here on vacation. Our first part of our trip was to come and watch Stevie Adams play. Yeah, we love watching Stevie Adams play. I watch him in New Zealand.
Probably Oklahoma, no one really knew where he was going to go or what was going to happen, but all of a sudden someone had a team to follow. So everyone here all of a sudden had buy-in to a team, and they accepted it, and they wanted to get involved in it, and they want to be part of it. That's what you see around the kids now. You see a lot more merchandise wearing on kids. So, they really brought into the occasion that we now have an NBA player.
Well, in terms of New Zealand giving Oklahoma our son, and we're very proud of him, and we're delighted to know after this visit just how well you are all taking care of him. Really important to us.
Starting at center, 7 foot from New Zealand, number 12, Steven Adams.
Well, New Zealand is so proud of him too.
Just having that NBA presence is huge for us and huge for New Zealand.
I think it humanizes me in some way, but I think it's just I think it helps me mature faster because I understand the impact that I actually have on the country. So I want to make sure that it's a very good one and that I leave a very good impression. And so hopefully the whole goal is that New Zealand then becomes a basketball country and all these kids get an opportunity to get a free education.